What is up, Just Sayin Nation, and welcome back to another episode. As always, I'm joined by
Shea Butter.
the man, the myth, the legend, the Hutch
No.
42. Anyways, we are so glad to be back. Shay, how's your week been?
Well, it's been great. Had another vacation. Just relaxed for a lot of it. Did some cleaning. Played a lot of Black Ops 6. So it's been good.
Nice. We actually went to Sarasota on Saturday.
For a fake.
A fake party.
A fake party.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't know what happened, but the Facebook post was completely wrong. So
Yeah.
whoever's running the Sarasota block party, you done fucked up.
It was still a good time though.
It was a great time. We went to a bar, had some food. Food was it was okay.
Yeah.
But pretty nice spot. Then we went to someplace else, which was a little bit more. They actually had a White Claw machine, which was pretty funny. I'd never seen one of those.
It's a
But
good idea.
my costume was, and I'll give a line so you can guess. Why so serious? Shay, what was your costume? But don't tell the people.
I'm not gonna sing, so
Not gonna sing?
no.
Well, it goes, hey, oh. That's who he dressed up as. But anyways, we had a great time. Really cool spot. There were still people dressed up after Halloween. So yeah, had a pretty good weekend. So getting into the podcast side of stuff, wanted to first talk about, I went to the Nashville versus Tampa game last week on Monday.
Steven Stamkos' return.
Steven Stamkos' return had a emotional tribute. Oh, lots of tears shed. Oh, we miss Stammer.
Yeah.
We miss Stammer a lot. Just a great energy in the crowd that game. Even though he scored 2 assists against us, every time they'd announce his name, we'd still cheer. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Wow. Won 3-2 in overtime. Played a fantastic first period. Led 2-0, I think, after the first. But they fought back. They scored 2 in the second, believe a power play goal, and then Nyquist buries one in the closing seconds of the second. Then the third period, we actually came running, but Saros, man, brick wall in net.
Yeah.
Pushes it to overtime. Go a little back and forth, but then Gensel with the pass to Nick Paul on the back door. Nick Paul does it all. Lightning win 3-2 in overtime. Fantastic game. Again, just so glad to be back in Amalie Arena. So, there you go. But we're going to go ahead and start with the show today. And first up, we got the baseball championship, the World Series.
The World Series.
And I'll tell you what, the whole world was definitely watching this series.
Yeah.
The viewership for the 2024 World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees, the two biggest market teams in baseball,
Yeah.
globally, shattered records. In Japan, the most watched MLB World Series ever, due in part to Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Of course.
So, just fantastic. But even though it was the most watched in 7 years since 2017, I think pretty much every other fan base did not want this to happen.
Yeah, there are a lot of memes though of basically saying the rest of the country, except for Southern California and New York City, didn't want to watch it, but they're also going to secretly watch it because it's still interesting, which obviously happened. The most watched in 7 years. So
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, even though it was a 5-game series, it was honestly fantastic.
yeah, absolutely.
Some great games. We'll give you a little recap here of the game-by-game results. The first game, the Dodgers take it with a score of 6-3. And then the next two games...
Wait, why?
Oh, why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Freddie frickin' Freeman, the first walk-off grand slam in MLB World Series history.
That's right.
Puts the Dodgers up 1-0 in the series with a 6-3 win.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Because the next two games, the Dodgers win close, both by scores of 4-2. And Freeman, homer, like in Anchorman, whammy, whammy. Just batting him up there, man.
Yep.
Wow,
He was
what
hitting
an
everything.
incredible run. Even in Game 4, he continued the homer. And by Game 4, going back to his World Series in 2021 with the Braves, he had homered in 6 straight World Series games.
Yeah.
Just absolutely incredible. Aside from Freddie Freeman's incredible run, though, a lot of the stars on both teams were kind of quiet for the most part in this series. Ohtani only had a batting average in this series of .105, and Judge, even though he started to wake up in Game 5, and we'll talk about Game 5 here in a minute.
Yep.
He had a batting average of .222.
Yeah, pretty. If you're there to see the stars, you're probably a little disappointed. Shohei got injured in I think it was game 1, maybe game 2. Injured his shoulder, but he kept playing because that's how Shohei is. But he clearly was not the same with his shoulder injury. It was definitely bothering him, but still, I mean, after the season, him and Judge both had. I don't think it's really that big of an issue. But
No, not at all. I mean, obviously the Dodgers had enough depth to overcome.
Yeah.
Ohtani being a little quiet. So Game 4 rolls around, right? LA Dodgers up 3-0. Yankees face elimination. All you heard was, especially with the new documentary that just came out, are they going to do it? Are they going to do what the Red Sox did to them in 2004 and become just the second team in MLB history to win a series after being down 3-0 in the highest stakes possible?
Yeah, they were saying, don't let us win one. Don't let us win this one.
Well, in Game 5, they did win this one, and they came alive. They won 11-4, walloping the Dodgers.
Game 4.
In Game 4, yeah.
You said Game 5.
No. I said Game 4. I will literally go back in the recording and show you.
We will do it.
All right. After this. But, yeah, Game 5. No, yeah, Game 4. Now you got me all messed up.
Game 4,
Game
the Yankees
4,
won.
The Yankees won 11-4, coming alive. Okay, they won 1. All right. Going back to... No. Did they go back to Los Angeles after that?
No.
Okay.
Next night.
So the next night in Yankee Stadium, third inning, they're up 5-0.
Yep.
Like, they are rolling. Aaron Judge seems like he's finally broken out of his slump.
Yeah, he homered.
He homered. He hit a deep ball to left field. Got them, up again. Everything's going great. Like, momentum is clearly on their favor. But wait. There's more. Shay, that fateful third inning, please, for all of our listening pleasure, take us through what happened.
Well, first, the Yankees got to 2 outs.
They only needed one more out.
They only needed one more to get out of it, and they would go to the next inning up 5-0. 5-0 in the Game 5 of the World Series.
Facing elimination.
But thanks in part to the scouting report that the Dodgers received from their scouting department, saying if you just put the ball in play, the Yankees are the worst defensive team when the ball is in play. And what did they do? The Dodgers put the ball in play. First, it started. Was it the pop-up? I think it was the first
pop-up to center.
Yeah. Judge missed an easy pop-up to center. Just if you go back and look, John Boy Media has a really good video on it. He zooms in on Judge's face right before the ball gets to the glove. His eyes move to first base to look at the guy on first instead of trying to catch the ball, so that's why he did not catch the ball. So he whiffed on an easy ass pop up. That's your first mistake. Second, quick grounder down the right hand side towards first, not exactly on the line, but in the first area, by Mookie. Anthony Rizzo goes and gets the ball. Garrett Cole slowly walks over to first base, and there's
nobody there.
Mookie realized what was happening. He booked it, so there was no time for Rizzo to get over to cover first, and Garrett Cole was too slow to. So there was no one there. So that's another error. I think that caused a run to score. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember.
I think that
exactly.
caused. So now I think after that they were up, or they were down 5-3.
Yeah, and then a hit to third, actually, to shortstop. Sorry. Someone, I forget who it was, but was running to third and slid to stay safe. But the Yankees shortstop threw to the third baseman, Jazz Chisholm, spiked the ball into the ground, so Chisholm couldn't field the ball. So the runner at third was safe. And now the game's fucking tied up.
5-5 in 5 runs off of errors, unearned runs, is fucking insane.
The most disastrous
in a World
inning.
Series elimination game.
The worst inning of baseball. Period.
Ever.
Just period.
Insane. Just insane stuff. And let me just say outright, the Yankees deserve to lose.
Yeah.
After that. They were,
yeah.
Like, even if they had somehow eked out the win in a close one, after that, they deserve to lose that series. Just,
yeah.
Oh my God. It was insane. I could not believe it. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
If they won that game, even if they did win that game, I don't think anybody would have been happy with that win because of how disastrous that was.
I was the most upset with Garrett Cole. Like, what are you doing? Like, you are literally the guy when the first baseman goes out to get a ground ball, you're the guy that's supposed to go to first to cover first base.
Yeah.
And he was pitching fantastic.
Yeah, he was out of a good game, yeah.
Up until that point. Had shut him out, no runs, but man, those costly mistakes just put the Dodgers right back in the game.
Yeah. And that led to the Dodgers winning. I think Freeman helped with a double. I don't know if he got the winning run across, but he definitely got one of the runs across to win the final game. And
yeah, it ended up being a score of 7-6. Dodgers win, and they won their 8th World Series title in history.
Yep.
And obviously, Freddie Freeman is MVP because he had just a fantastic series.
Just so well deserved. No, literally nobody more than him. Even if the Yankees would have come back to one, I think he still would have definitely been in conversation for MVP, which doesn't happen often for the other player. We just saw it with Connor McDavid last year in the finals. It does not happen often in any sport for the other team to get MVP of the series, even though they lost.
Yeah. So, yeah, with Freddie Freeman too, I think the viewers would love to hear that incredible story that you were telling me.
Oh yeah, I mean he's always been probably one of the most classiest guys in baseball since he got into the league. Obviously, when he left Atlanta, got traded, he was really heartbroken about it, and he was very open to the public about his emotions and that he was happy to go to the Dodgers and be a good teammate, but he was going to miss Atlanta because that was his home, blah, blah, blah. Earlier this year, his son was diagnosed with a condition, and he had to leave the team in the middle of the season because his son couldn't walk. His, I think, 5-year-old son could not walk. This son is doing okay now, though. He's doing better.
Came back from that, too. Got standing ovation from everyone. Just, it was incredible.
Yeah, he lost his mom to cancer at 12, and then only, I think it was a month or two later in the interview that he said he almost lost his dad due to congenital heart failure, and he literally saved his dad's life by getting him to the hospital.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
Just-
so this guy's
he's overcame so much.
oh yeah, he deserves everything. He's not only is he just a good person, he's a great baseball player. He doesn't miss time. Like he was battling during the World Series, he was battling broken ribs, I think fractured finger, and sprained ankle.
Wow.
And he
Yeah,
still did all that.
Yeah, every time you finish a championship in any sport and you see the injury report from teams, like you're like, wow, like holy fuck,
Yeah.
these guys battle insane amounts of stuff
Yeah, but
to win.
he deserves all the love in the world. He deserves the MVP, obviously by far. Deserves another ring. He's going to be a Hall of Famer one day, and he'll be one of the just personality alone. He'll be one of the best players to ever play the game.
Yeah, just such a well-deserved MVP. Dodgers, fantastic series. I mean, honestly, I know we joke about nobody wanted to watch it, but it was great, even though it only went 5 games.
Yeah, as a Red Sox fan
and as a Rays fan,
baseball is my favorite sport, and the Red Sox are my favorite team out of all of my favorite teams. To see the Yankees give them, first of all, go down 3-0, then quote the documentary, which is fantastic, of the 2004 Red Sox coming back and beating the Yankees. Still the only team to do that. Seeing the Yankees then run their mouths, don't let us win one, say the same exact bullshit. And then they win one just to give their fans a little bit of hope.
What did I tell you after that game? I said
hope.
This is okay because now they have that hope.
Exactly. And then not only did they have the hope, but to see the Yankees literally do it to themselves, lose the game because of themselves, was just perfect. Just perfect.
And now now the Yankees fans and media are freaking out.
Yeah, like the Yankees, they have their 29 World Series or whatever. Okay, you're going to have the most championships in all of baseball, probably forever, if not for an extremely long amount of time. Got it. But how many have you won since the start of the new millennia? Oh, 1. All your other World Series came before the turn of the century. So I really just don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, but don't worry. We got the losers MVP trophy, and we're going to go ahead and give it to those 2 fans that tried to rip the ball, or did rip the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove. Just what a dumb thing to do.
Yes, and seeing Mookie win another championship, again, a Red Sox fan, him coming from the Red Sox, just even better. I'm glad.
There were a lot of storylines too. I think you were telling me the managers there managed the Red Sox, the one that for the Dodgers.
Oh well, the Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, he was on that 2004 Red Sox team.
Yeah. So there were a lot of storylines going on.
And Aaron Boone, the manager of the Yankees, was on the 2003 Yankees team that sent the Red Sox home. He had the game-winning home run in Game 7 to send the Red Sox home.
Yeah. So
there were a lot of stories.
Deep.
Yeah. It was great. But Shohei got his ring finally. His first time ever in the playoffs.
Yeah, after 6 seasons missing the playoffs with the Angels, finally gets it. And just a reminder, and we're going to keep saying it, he didn't pitch a game this year.
And what did we say before the season started? This was the best year for any other team to win a championship. And what happens? The Dodgers still win.
Which brings us to a new dynasty might be emerging, folks. And we gotta take notice.
Yeah.
The league is on notice.
Yeah.
The Dodgers have a huge target on their back.
Yeah, it's funny thinking about this right now. The Chiefs are right in the middle of their dynasty in the NFL. Look, right now, all signs are pointing they're going to go repeat. The MLB, the Dodgers look like they're going to start their dynasty.
The Celtics.
The Celtics just started what could be their dynasty. The NHL right now is the only one that has a little more parity, I would say,
Yeah.
where there's
The
not,
Florida Panthers are
Yeah.
looking to be back to back.
unless the Panthers do go back to back. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but like we said before, you got to appreciate the greatness while it's there,
Exactly.
because we're never going to see another baseball player like Shohei Ohtani when all said and done.
Nope. I don't think so.
So, and what did you say? If his career keeps panning out like this, he's not just going to be the greatest baseball player of all time. He's going to be the greatest athlete, period.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with that, that's officially the end of the 2024 MLB season.
That's right. It is over.
It's over.
It's now fall and winter. Baseball will be back in the spring.
Yeah. So it's a fun thing to do? Make way too early predictions for next year.
That's right.
So, first off, do you think the Red Sox, the Rays, or the Blue Jays, like out of the three, do you think all of them make the playoffs next year, none of them, or who do you pick? And then who do you pick to fall out? Because obviously someone's got to fall out.
That's a good question. I don't think the Rays make the playoffs. I think
I have to agree with
they
you.
sold at the deadline, so I
Pretty
think,
heavily.
Yeah, I think they're going to start rebuilding here. The Jays are probably the toughest because they have the team there to do it, but for whatever reason, they were so disappointing last year and missed the playoffs. So I don't know if they'll rebound or not. And the Sox, they were perfectly mediocre last year, 81 and 81. So we could we could make the playoffs if we get better pitching, but I could see another year where none of them make the playoffs. If I had to choose one though, and I'm trying not to be biased, but I probably would say the Reds.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm going to say, because, with the Yankees, as long as they stay healthy, I think they'll be in the mix.
Yeah.
If I had to choose one that might be in danger of missing the playoffs next year, I might have to go with the Orioles.
I don't think that's your choice, obviously. I don't see the Orioles. I think they're going to stay right where they are, if not get better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anybody would fall out. If I had to choose a team to rebound and make the wild card, it'd probably be the Blue Jays. I think they might be in for a big bounce back year. But besides that, who do you think is going to win the World Series next year? Who is the 2025 World Series champion?
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
An easy answer. It's tough because I rooted for Philly. I would love to see Philly
Me too.
win the World Series.
Me too.
I don't know exactly what their team's going to look like next year, but I know as long as they get in, they'll always be a threat. But it just seemed like this year they ran into the hottest team in baseball second half of the season in the Mets. But I know the easy answer is the Dodgers. I just want to be different. But I'll stick with the Dodgers. Just
They're not going to lose any key pieces.
Yeah, and Ohtani's going to be pitching.
Yeah,
Now you have the best two-way baseball player in the league.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm. That's just
that's just the reality.
Until they lose, just like I was talking about with the Chiefs last year. Until they lose, I don't see any reason why you go against them.
Yeah. So that's our predictions. Pretty self-explanatory, but let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who do you think wins the World Series if your team missed the playoffs? Do you think they jump in? Who do you think falls out? But we will also be keeping up with, all the off-season stuff with the MLB going forward. But with that, we are going to move on to NASCAR.
Meow.
Meow. They're turning left. Left again. Left again. So, the first thing up with NASCAR, controversy again at Martinsville. But Ryan Blaney wins, places first. So he will be fighting in the championship for his second consecutive title.
Yep.
But Christopher Bell, apparently a safety violation. Maybe thought about trying the video game move that Ross Chastain did, but pulled away. He said he just got loose and got into the wall. So I haven't seen the official explanation from NASCAR officiating. I honestly thought the whole situation was kind of weird, like that he began a safety violation from that, and it caused him to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, he
missed out on the championship.
He had a tiebreaker with William Byron, and he would have won the tiebreaker, but because of the penalty, which I made him drop like 4 grid positions or something, that made him go out of the playoffs. So Byron made the playoffs. I seen the video of it. I don't think he was trying to do the Hail Melon is what it's called now from Ross Chastain 2 years ago.
Yeah, no.
I don't think he was purposefully trying to imitate that. Like he got moved and got loose and just couldn't get off of the wall. So without slowing down, and then if he did, he would have lost all those positions anyway. So he didn't gain any positions either, and that's what he was kind of saying in his post-race interview. But I think it's a bad. I'm happy because William Byron made the Final Four, but I think it's not a good call again by NASCAR.
Yeah, like I said, I just thought the whole situation was weird.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Rick Hendrick is meddling.
You never know.
So, but a lot of people were also saying that it was the right call because they felt like William Byron having more regular season success should be in the playoffs ahead of Christopher Bell. But
I mean, and after the whole Ross Chastain move, they made a rule that you can't do that anymore. So maybe that's the rule that they enforced, which if that's the case, like, okay, like that is the actual rule, but still it was just weird, like you said.
Yeah. So, but with that, the championship 4 is set for Pheonix next Sunday as racers below the cutoff run out of time. So it's William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, who people are still very upset with, and was it Kyle Larson?
No, Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick. So people were also upset because Kyle Larson was the winningest driver in the regular season, and he's not racing for the championship.
Yeah, he had. I mean, he had to win to get in. There was no way he was going to get in on points.
So there's always the yearly discussion of like the playoff format's broken, but
but Joey Logano's going for his 3rd Cup championship. Ryan Blaney trying to go back to back, and then William Byron and Tyler Reddick are both going for their 1st Cup Series championship. So, Jarris, who's your pick to win the championship?
It's tough. I mean,
So
honestly,
when we did, not to cut you off, but when we did the predictions at the start of the playoffs, who did you pick? Did you pick Denny or?
I didn't pick Denny. I think I picked Larson.
Okay. So he's not. He did make it. So who now of this 4 do you think will make it?
So now, for me, I want to say Ryan Blaney, but he has some very tough competition. Like Logano.
Yeah, no one expected him to win last year, though.
Yeah, Logano's not going to go out easy. Tyler Reddick is gunning for his first. William Byron, he hasn't won yet, right? Has he won a championship?
No.
Oh, okay. So, he's going for his first. I'm going to I'm just gonna go with my gut. I think William Byron takes the championship.
Yeah, I picked William Byron to win it all, and I'm gonna stick with it now that he's in the Final Four. I'm gonna stick with that, and I said when we did our predictions, it's 2024. It is the year of 24. William Byron won the Daytona 500, and I think he's gonna win the NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Yeah. So with that, our picks. Who do you think, like, out of every driver, like, how do you think fans would feel with them winning? So, like, first off, with Brian Blaney, do you think fans would be like the entire NASCAR fan base, not just Blaney fans? Do you
Yeah,
think everybody would be like, yeah, good for him, like he deserves it?
yeah, I think for the most part, that's how people would would react. I think most people would be okay with him doing it. You'd probably get some more haters afterwards because it's a second straight one, but I think for the most part, he's liked within the NASCAR fan base.
Yeah. So moving on, Tyler Reddick, and we'll throw in William Byron too because they're like first, racing for
Yeah,
their first.
same same thing. I think out of everybody, William Byron's probably the most liked, but Reddick and Byron, I think most fans either like them or don't have a bad feeling towards them.
Yeah, and I think we can both agree that Joey Logano, if he wins, fans probably wouldn't be happy with,
Yeah,
especially with the way he advanced in the playoffs.
correct. Which
Even
is
though
not his
it's not
fault.
his fault,
Not his fault. No.
so not deserved. I'm not a fan of Joey Logano, but
Yeah, neither am
he
I.
didn't do anything wrong.
Out of the four, he would probably be the only one that the fans would not be happy with. Besides Joey Logano fans, not be happy with seeing him win.
Yeah, I think so. But man, the racers that didn't make it, we got to talk about Denny Hamlin because it's the yearly discussion. He
Third straight
just
year.
can't get it done.
Third straight year he did not make the Final Four, and this is year 18 or 19 or whatever of not winning a championship. So yeah, it's
I like I you know I don't hate him. I feel bad. It'd be nice just to have him win one, just so he can get that off his back. Because if he retires, like we said before, without winning a championship, he might be the greatest driver of all time to not
yeah,
win.
yeah.
So I know there's a lot of people though that just like want him to retire and quit and just be like, I'm done. But last season he signed a multi-year extension, so he will be at least having a few more tries at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can call it unlucky. You can call it, that he's just not great in the playoffs when it matters most, or he can't clutch up. But another year of no championship.
It is another year. And this weekend is Martin Truex Jr.'s final race.
That's right. And unfortunately, he got eliminated. I think he made the playoffs, but he got eliminated.
Yeah, sure they have
So yeah, great driver. I did he win? I don't. I think he was really close to 1 year, but I don't think he won the championship. Did he?
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
Mhm.
Okay, I might be thinking of someone else. But yeah, no, he's a NASCAR champion. He's done it all. I think in NASCAR, great career.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I think one of the more underrated drivers
Yeah, yeah,
of his
definitely.
generation for
Yeah.
sure. So congrats to him, and we really hope he enjoys his retirement.
Agreed.
So, alrighty, moving on real quick before we get to the break, we got the NBA because we haven't talked about the NBA that much. Not really a lot to talk about, but the big news coming out of this week is San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich is out indefinitely with an undisclosed illness.
Yeah, it's scary. He's a Hall of Fame coach, one of the greatest coaches of all time. And he's also the oldest coach at, I think, late 70s, maybe even early 80s. I don't know exactly. But it's definitely scary, and I certainly hope he's able to come out of this and be perfectly okay.
Yeah, for sure. So we, wish him, you know, our thoughts and Hope that he gets healthy very soon. And the Spurs have been saying all the right things. They said they're going to play hard for their coach. They're going to go out there, wear their heart on their sleeves and try to win.
Yeah.
So with that, like we said, not really much to talk about. So we're just going to go ahead and review the standings here real quick. Every team has played at least, it looks like 7 games or 6 games. So I'm going to go through real quick. The Cavaliers and the Celtics have both had hot starts. Cavaliers currently lead the Eastern Conference with an 8-0 record. Perfect record.
They're the only undefeated team left.
That's right. But the Celtics are also red hot on their tail with a 7-1 record.
Oh yeah.
And they look just poised. They're like, just give us the second championship already. Just give it to us.
Jason Tatum is he's playing out of his mind right now. Like he got snubbed or he didn't play much in the Olympics and didn't win Finals MVP last year, so he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, which sucks for the rest of the league because he's already a champion. So
yeah, that's right. And in third place, we actually do have the Miami Heat, but they're 3-3.
Yeah.
So there's a sheer drop off between first, second, and the rest of the conference.
Exactly.
But man, the 76ers have a 1-5 record. They have not started off great. And news coming out today, apparently Joel Embiid shoved a media reporter, probably after a loss and tempers probably, boiled over. It's not okay on any level.
Nope.
So he was suspended 3 games by the league.
Yeah. Well deserved.
So I think he's the reigning MVP, right? Or is it Jokic?
Last year?
Yeah. Or no, he got injured, right? So
he couldn't.
It was Jokic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. All right, moving on to the Western Conference. One other team that has a good record. The Thunder actually are a perfect 7-0.
Oh, sorry.
So they are still undefeated. Building off the season they had last year. The Phoenix Suns are 6-1, and the Warriors are 6-1. So both of them are having a good bounce back. The Warriors obviously, trying to make noise for probably the last time, for a few seasons.
Yeah.
And then after that, it drops off again with the Rockets leading the rest of the Western Conference. Yeah, it looks like with everyone's kind of where they are. Nuggets are 4-3, so they're meddling a little bit, but it's early in the season, so
just started.
Doesn't matter.
The Lakers though, seeing LeBron and Bronny on the same court that first game, that was, even though I hate the Lakers because I'm a Celtics fan, that was really cool to see.
Yeah, it was great. Did you also see LeBron's prank on Bronny? He filled his car with Fruity Pebbles.
And also, what the hell is up with Dwayne Wade's statue?
Oh, jeez, I don't know why you reminded me of that because I forgot for a reason because it looks absolutely fucking disgusting.
Nothing like D Wade.
Oh my goodness! Like tear it down and start from scratch.
The memes from it though have been so good.
Yes, I really hope they do not leave that statue up there.
I hope not.
That would be a huge disservice to Miami Heat legend.
Yep.
Take lessons from the artist that did Kobe Bryant statues.
Please. Please.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, with that, we're going to go ahead and... Oh, I can't get the image out of my head now. Thanks.
You're welcome.
We're going to go ahead and take our break here. We will be back very soon. Thank you guys so much for listening up to this point. And we will see you in about 15 seconds.
And welcome back from that 15-second break.
For us, it was more like 3 minutes, but I had to quickly go bleach my eyes, imagining the Dwayne Wade statue. So,
Oh, yeah, how awful it is.
yeah, they need to get their money back.
Well, I mean, they need to do that and then put up a proper one.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. We have the NFL now.
That's right.
It's been a couple weeks. So we're just going to go over our teams here. And then today was also the trade deadline.
One of the most important
Nothing else
dates in the NFL season.
Yeah, nothing else going on today. Just the trade deadline. Everyone is watching the trade deadline.
That's right.
Nothing else, because we're not that kind of podcast.
Nope.
So, we're going to start with the Philadelphia Eagles, who, Jarris, I'm sorry, but it beat the shit out of your two teams the last 2 weeks.
I know, Shay, but we made it a little interesting.
Yes.
After being up 22-0,
Yes.
2 quick scores puts
Yep.
the Jags right back in the game.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they're the Jags. So they ultimately end up losing 28-23 on Sunday.
Yes.
The Philadelphia Eagles are now 6-2 overall. But did you see that incredible play by Saquon Barkley? Mwah!
In Kelly Greens, nonetheless.
Which are fucking fantastic jerseys.
Yes. That, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Obviously, anytime someone hurdles somebody, it's like, oh shit moment. A reverse
To do it
hurdle?
backwards. After
After a spin?
a spin.
What? He has by far been the greatest thing to happen to the Eagles since the Super Bowl. By far.
I said at the beginning of the NFL season that was the best free agent signing.
It's
No offense to Derrick Henry.
who probably is a close second, but he has literally carried this team on his back at moments. It's been unreal.
We all knew how good Saquon Barkley could be. The problem was too, he just could not stay healthy.
Yeah, and part of that is because the Giants have not had a good offensive line for him to run with.
Exactly.
So he is having quite the resurgence in Philadelphia.
And this is great news for running backs because these incredible contracts and what guys like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley are doing, this could really open up the market, reopen the market for running backs because we've seen that downward trend over the last 5-7 years or so.
Exactly. So yeah, Eagles won 28-23. We beat the Bengals last week 38-17 or 21, something like that.
We were really close in that game until we weren't.
Yeah. So the Eagles, all I'll say besides the Kelly Greens look magnificent as usual. Jalen Hurts has been the best quarterback in the league since the bye week. He has not had any turnovers. And Nick Sirianni, his ass is getting saved by Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think the Eagles are starting to round into form.
What they looked like 2 years ago, yes.
They are now 6-2 overall. They're still second in their division, though, because the Commanders have just been overachieving the shit out of their season.
Exactly.
But, you know, maybe we'll continue that trend, looks like, of a different division winner every single year.
I think so, because the Cowboys, they lost again, and the Giants are both at least 2 games below 500. So
that's right. But moving on to my teams, as mentioned, the Jags lost. Lawrence did not have a good game at all. Had 2 interceptions.
Game-sealing interception.
Yeah. So not been good. The team falls to 2-7. When does Doug Peterson get canned?
Yeah, I don't think it's an if anymore. I think it is a when.
It's a when. Yeah.
I breaking news today: Dennis Allen was fired from the Saints as their head coach after 7 straight losses. I think the only reason why Doug Peterson is still the coach of the Jaguars and not following suit like Dennis Allen with the Saints is because he did win a Super Bowl. I think if they haven't fired him already, they're just going to wait until the end of the year to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Unless there's a disastrous loss, then
Yeah. This team needs something. They need something very soon. And as of right now, it looks like a change in coach is the only, logical thing to do, or like
yeah,
the next
you're stuck
step.
with Lawrence. So
So someone's got to come in, has to get that offense going. Uh, on paper, they should be a playoff team. Just
yeah,
gonna
I
say that
agree.
on
I
paper
agree.
they should, but it is just not worked out this year. And it might be because I picked them to finish last. Maybe this is all happening because of me. So, but moving on, the Bengals get a good win against the Raiders, 41-24. They're not a great team, but we played a good game. Trey Hendrickson had 4 sacks
Yeah.
in that game. He now leads the league in sacks.
Went off.
But no matter what the wins are, I still believe that their season hinged on the Eagles game, and they still find themselves on the outside looking in.
Yeah, they still have to play the Steelers twice, the Ravens one more time. So and the Ravens and Steelers are still not losing.
Yeah.
Or when they did lose, like the Ravens lost last week, the Bengals also lost.
Yeah. Now, someone did point out to me that the wild card spot, or one of those final wild card spots, is still up for grabs.
Yep.
Which, yeah, but we get a wild. Say we do get a wild card spot, we'll have to go against, the Ravens or the Steelers. We'll have to go against the Chiefs,
Bills.
the Bills. Like it would be a freaking bloodbath.
Yeah, it would be not.
So
I would worry if, as a Bengals fan, if you did make the playoffs, that Zach Taylor keeps his job.
yeah, a lot of fans are calling for Zach Taylor's head. Just the play calling has not been great, and it's just such a shame. Like I probably said before, because Joe Burrow is having a fantastic year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been healthy, and what did I say? If Joe Burrow's healthy, the Bengals are going to be on this revenge tour. Joe Burrow's healthy, but the rest of the team is just not has dropped the ball. The defense has been pretty shit for most of the year. Jamar Chase having a great year.
Yeah.
So, that next contract be a little bit expensive.
Yeah, it's
because they did not decide to pay him.
No, it's the defense being wishy-washy, like mostly not that good. The offense is just wishy-washy, and some days they're clicking, and like last week, Burrow threw 5 touchdowns, but other weeks it's slow starts or just can't get it going. It's inconsistent.
What we always said, it eventually is going to catch up to the Bengals.
Yeah.
Slow starts.
Yeah.
This looking like it's the year. And that's really the frustrating part, is just the inconsistency. Like,
Yep.
I can't really pinpoint, the glaring issue on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been very frustrating. Obviously, we're not out of the playoff race yet. It's not over till it's over. Who knows? Maybe if we make the playoffs, maybe they'll finally get it all together and get hot. We'll just have to see. But it's been pretty meddling so far, to say the least.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we mentioned, Saints coach Dennis Allen was fired after winning the first 2 games of the season. Lose 7 straight, and the kicker was losing to Carolina, the worst team in the league.
Yeah. I mean, now they're not. Now Carolina's 2-7. The Titans are 2-7. The Patriots are 2-7, and now the Saints are 2-7. So there's a few teams.
Yeah, the gap, like you saw in our tier list, it's really widening. Like right now, I'd put a lot of teams in the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of teams that are competing for that number 1 draft pick right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So with that, talking about the tank bowl, we're going to talk about the contenders because it was the NFL trade deadline today. Kind of quiet,
Yeah, we're
not going to lie.
we're
But
not going to touch every single trade. I think we're only leaving out 2 that we don't think are that significant, but it was pretty quiet this year.
yeah. But there were also a lot of early trades like
Correct.
the Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper
Yeah.
trades. But we'll go ahead and get started here. The New York Jets trade wide receiver Mike Williams to the Steelers for 2025 fifth. Not really surprised. There wasn't a lot of room for Mike Williams after they brought in Devontae Adams.
Yeah, exactly.
They have Garrett Wilson as well, so
Yeah.
not a huge surprise. The Steelers bolster their whiteout depth. The Commanders, though, I think they landed the biggest trade
Yeah, agreed.
for sure by a long shot. They land cornerback Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints and a 5th round pick. The Saints get the Commanders' 3rd round pick, 4th round pick, and 6th round pick.
Yeah, the Commanders had 9 draft picks for the next draft, so they had plenty of draft capital to get rid of and to help with trades, and they get top 3 corner in the entire league in Lattimore.
Now, this trade, we're obviously still expecting the Commanders to eventually fall off, maybe be at or below 500. I think this is a great trade, not only because you're getting a great player at a very low salary, but I think you're really sending the right message to that locker room saying, like, we believe in this team.
Yeah.
So we're going to add a player.
Yeah.
They're probably not thinking adding a player to make a playoff push. That's not the goal. But to show everybody that we're adding this player, I think really sends a good message to the locker room.
It was reported by Adam Schefter that NFL players were telling their agents who might be up for trades that they want to go to the Washington Commanders. We now live in a world.
When was the last time anybody heard that?
Never. We now live in a world where people want to go to the Commanders. Like what?
Yeah. Which I think it's great. I know for you it's
don't
not,
care at all,
but might have been all Dan Schneider.
I'm pretty sure it was all Dan Schneider, yeah.
So yeah, great story. Obviously, Jaden Daniels has had a fantastic rookie year. Might be in the running to win Rookie of the Year.
I think he's the front runner.
Yeah. I can't think of like another rookie off the top of my head. Maybe besides like Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, but they've had off games, or Jaden Daniels has not had an off game yet.
Yeah. So
I think the Commanders right now, I think they're going to make playoffs. I don't though. Their real test is going to be the Eagles, and I'm not being biased here.
Oh yeah,
Eagles are the
contending team that's rounded into form. Definitely. I mean, they've played some teams that we maybe expected to be contenders, but I think overall they haven't had like the toughest schedule.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
like you said, I agree with you. It's going to be a big test when they play the Eagles,
which is still not for a few weeks. So we'll see.
So moving on, the Lions, after unfortunately losing Aiden Hutchinson, who's just such a talent to watch, just very unfortunate, but he's remaining positive, saying all the right things, obviously. They trade for edge Zadarius Smith and a 7th round pick from the Browns for a 5th and a 6th round pick.
Yeah,
So
just
very smart trade.
Yeah, just to get that extra help on the defensive line since Hutch is now out for all of this year and presumably part of next year. It's a great move for the Lions, even though they're winning just fine without him, because they're on a train right now that seems nobody can stop.
Oh yeah, absolute wagon. 7-1 leading the NFC, just like I predicted.
Mhm.
And yeah, that team just from top to bottom.
Took care of the Packers in Lambeau. Jared Goff is playing out of his mind.
You know, watching Jared Goff, I don't think Jared Goff like wows you with those big plays or like, the highlight reels. But man, he is so consistent.
He's just
He is so consistent.
yeah, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Accuracy. That's all you need.
Yeah. Dude, he's fantastic. I'm really glad it's working out for him in Detroit.
Yep.
And
agreed.
would it be such a great story for him to win a Super Bowl with the Lions, just like Matt Stafford won with the Rams, just would be a great.
Put a bow on that whole trade.
Exactly. So moving on, the Chicago Bears trade running back Khalil Herbert to the Bengals for a seventh. Smart trade by the Bengals. They obviously needed help at running back. Also, Zach Moss is out with an injury right now. So, good. I think solid trade. They get the help they need on the rushing game. So, not really much else to say about that, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Which brings us though to contenders versus pretenders. So
Is this a game show?
yeah. So I'll go first. I will name a contender, and then we'll have you name a contender, and then we'll go back to pretender.
Do you do one team each, or do you like one from each conference?
So we'll do one from each conference. Yeah. So in the AFC, for contender, I honestly think the Steelers are for real.
Okay.
After, having, all those years where they, get their way into the playoffs, but they have those wild card, losses. That they might be a little bit of a sleeper. I think
Yeah.
I think the Ravens are going to end up winning that division. The Steelers will be a wild card. But yeah, I think they're really good. I think their offense is underrated, and obviously TJ Watt in the defense is not much to say there. They're going to be fantastic. Yeah, I think the Steelers are a legit contender.
Okay, on the AFC, I'm not gonna say the Chiefs because that's
what I didn't want to say the Chiefs, but that's the obvious pick.
Even though they literally just keep winning, they are Tom Brady and the Patriots. They win even when they don't look good. That's just how. It's just incredible to see. So I'm not gonna say the Chiefs. I am gonna say the Bills. I think I still don't know for sure if they could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, but I think this, especially by right now proving everybody wrong, this is the year for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is having the best season of his career. Finally just threw his first interception 2 weeks ago. Had another one this week, even though they still just manhandled the Dolphins. I think this is the year for the Bills.
Yeah, and Tyler Bass, don't miss a field goal because you kicked an incredible one in that game to win the game.
61 yards.
Yeah. And the Dolphins now are 1-8 in the Tua era. All right. My next contender for the NFC, I can't not go with the Lions. I really can't.
Yeah.
I'd like to obviously say something different, but yeah, the Lions just fantastic. Again, I will never stop saying good things about Dan Campbell and that team. That team is so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
And honestly, if the Lions won the Super Bowl, I don't think anybody in the league would be upset.
No, I don't think so.
Honestly, I think everybody would be like, good for them.
Except for probably Packers fans. But
yeah, but speaking of that, I saw a fan. Well, I'm sure this happens all the time, but he was wearing a cheese grater.
Yeah, Lions fan. Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to maybe pick somebody else, mm, that's kind of tough because the Falcons are 6-3. They look good. I don't know though if they're like a legit contender.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. I probably go with the Eagles. It seems like easy picks, but
Yeah, I think the Eagles and Lions are the two easy picks right now.
yeah,
Aside from the Commanders, but we still don't trust the Commanders right now.
yeah,
Not to say that they're frauds, because I think they've gained some respect for sure. But they need to face like the Eagles or the Chiefs or somebody to like really, really show like, okay, we can't. The Commanders are legit.
yeah,
So I'm probably gonna say, just so I don't pick the Eagles, I'm gonna go with the Lions too. They're just the buzzsaw right now. They can't be stopped. Um, yeah, they're just that good. Yeah, it's crazy to see.
yeah. Honestly, can't really find one weakness on that team,
Yeah.
like one glaring issue.
Yeah.
So we move on to the Pretenders, who right now might have a good record, who is fraudulent, or who has a mediocre record that should be a whole lot better than what they are. Shay, we'll let you go first, and we'll go with the NFC. Switch it up.
The Cowboys. They are not only pretenders, they are also fucking frauds. They had these they didn't do anything in the offseason, but they still had these expectations. This is our year. Just like every year, so I don't think it's anything new. But they right before the season, they re-signed Dak, re-signed CD Lamb. Okay, we them boys, this is our year. And where are they at? Oh yeah,
3-5.
3-5. They suck. It's so
Dak
bad.
even said it himself.
Exactly, Dak. You saw it on the sideline, reading lips. We fucking suck. And
Now he's out.
Now he's out, so that sucks for Dak, obviously. And I do like Dak, but yeah, that
What a fucking disaster.
I love to see it. I love to see it,
And-
just like I love seeing the Yankees because they're basically the same, just in different sports. But man, they
Frustration
just-
really boiled over in that Falcons game.
yeah,
Saw Mike McCarthy throw his playbook or
Yeah.
iPad, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And, Emperor Jones just sitting up in his press box,
Yeah.
grumping around.
they're
Ugh.
they're awful.
They're having like the worst regular season in their team's history in a while.
Yeah,
It's-
well, probably under the Jerry Jones era. Yeah,
It's bad.
Yeah.
Um
that's my NFC pick.
so my NFC pick, who I think is fraudulent, I'm gonna go with the Vikings, and it's been validated a little bit because they were undefeated and now they've lost their
They
last
lost 2 in a row,
two.
but they won last week.
They did win.
Mhm.
Okay. I've been kind of waiting for them to fall off a little bit. Not saying that the team is bad. I don't think they're a bad team, but I just don't see them as a legit contender.
Hey,
I think they'll hover around to be, above 500 still.
yeah.
But I think ultimately it's going to be, the Lions, the Packers, then the Vikings.
And the Bears.
The Bucks probably will get that last wild card spot. You'll have the Eagles probably win their division. The Commanders, where it's trekking right now, they might get that wild card spot. But yeah, I just think the Vikings will eventually fall out of the race.
Breaking news from ESPN: Shohei Ohtani has surgery to repair a labrum tear in his left shoulder. Is expected to be ready for spring training though.
Well, there you go. Nothing can stop Showman.
That's right. Sorry, but anyway, I am gonna disagree a little bit. I don't think they're the 5-0 team that they were necessarily. I think that was fraudulent. But they they have Justin Jefferson, they have Aaron Jones at running back.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's having a resurgence.
I
I don't
definitely
think they're
don't
frauds.
think this is a bad team at all. I just think in the division they're in, it's really tough. So,
Yeah.
So I think it might come down to like the last week or the last couple weeks, but I think it's going to be the Lions, the Packers, then the Vikings, and
so on. Yeah, I don't think I agree with you. I don't think they're gonna like do anything. I think they'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't think they're a contender.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
AFC.
AFC.
Right? Yeah.
Um,
It was fraudulent.
I was before last week going to say the Jets, but they won, and in a good game, they won. So I'm not going to say the Jets anymore. Instead, see, I want to say the Dolphins too, but Tua was hurt for a while, so I'm not going to say Miami either.
Exactly. I think with the Dolphins, just the sheer amount of injuries has kind of just robbed their season.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're like I would fair to call them fraudulent.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, AFC's a little harder, I think. I'm
Now
gonna
you have the Broncos. They're 5-4 right now.
No, they're beating expectations. I'm gonna say the Browns. The Browns are a dumpster fire. They had these.
I'll qualify that because of the expectations. I mean, they're 2-7, so I think they're well out.
Yeah, but they're well below expectations. And Deshaun Watson, he got injured, but he still played the first 6 games of the year, and he looked awful. Awful. And Nick Chubb came back, which is fantastic, but he has not been the same Nick Chubb. So I'm going to say the Browns are the big frauds in the AFC because they just completely, in probably true Browns fashion, let down their fan base.
Yeah. I'm not going to say the Broncos either, even though they have a 5-4 record. I don't view them as a contender, obviously, but I think right now they're as good as they're playing. Pheonix is really like starting to get going, and all of them. I'm actually gonna say the Colts. Colts are 4-5 right now. Hey, if Joe Flacco does Joe Flacco things and they make the playoffs, I'd be happy with that. I love Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Browns. Why'd you get rid of Joe Flacco?
Yeah, after Anthony Richardson tapping out. Well, yeah,
Joe Flacco.
After Anthony Richardson tapping out, that right there is like, all right, this team's.
Oh my God,
this team's not legit.
When I heard that, I was like, yeah, you're getting benched. Like that's not something you do.
Yeah, I think they're pretenders.
Yeah. So they're 4-5. They're second in their division. They're still in the mix, but I don't think that team has what it takes to make the playoffs. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it.
Well,
so
thank you everyone for
any fan base that's angry or not happy with our predictions. Politely let us know in the comments section.
Yankees fans and Cowboys fans, I really don't care what you think. That's just me personally. I can't speak for Jairus, but me over here don't give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but everyone else, thank you guys for watching. Let us know your thoughts. Who do you think maybe eventually makes the playoffs? We'll keep those tier list videos coming. Definitely do one before the playoffs start. And yeah.
Excuse the dogs.
Sorry about that. I will be on vacation starting November 14th. I'm going up to Kentucky. Gonna have a great time with the boys. So we plan on recording a few videos that we'll post to the channel, our YouTube channel. And if you also subscribe to our YouTube, not only do you get to see those videos, but you get day early access to podcasts, and
Yeah.
it's completely free.
Free.
So please, please, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content.
Yeah, we're still planning on having an episode next week. It's
Yes.
just once you're on vacation, we're obviously not making podcast episodes. So we'll have YouTube videos.
So we'll have
instead.
a couple, maybe 2 to 3 tier list videos posted for you guys. Maybe something fun, we were thinking of maybe ranking jerseys, home outfits,
Yeah.
Maybe combine all the jerseys and rank each team, on all their jerseys. So yeah, look forward to that. But thank you guys again so much for listening to the episode. It means a lot. Hopefully we'll be posting every week going forward. Just some stuff has gotten in the way, but it has not stopped us from continuing our show as planned. So we will see you guys in the next one.